Why did
What's
that
our
seem so fast? What the heck?
Okay. Bro, this is my intro. What you doing?
Did that intro sounded like it was going a million miles an hour? Am I crazy or am I just seeing crap?
No, I think you're just sleep deprived, man. Like,
That
yeah,
might be it.
it's the normal 8-second intro. But what's up, everyone? Welcome to Project X Talk Extra, where we cover news, games, and whatever else didn't quite make the main show. I'm your host, Kevin, aka the Muffin Mon, and today I am joined by Mr. Physical Copy himself, Ethan. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, other than the fact that I guess I'm thinking in fast forward right now.
He's
It
got
looked
a
like a VHS tape that was getting like rewound. Like that's what was in my head when I was looking at that intro. I need more sleep,
That's
guys.
crazy. Well, it is Good Friday, so everyone, I hope you had a good Easter weekend. By the time
Mhm.
you're hearing this, it'll have been past that. So, we are here today to talk about a rumor that has been popping up recently, and it actually comes from Colin Moriarty, formerly of IGN and Kind
Wow.
of Funny, over at Last Stand Media now. Speaking on sacred symbols, he states, quote, I brought this up a few weeks ago on the show, but Dead Island 2 looks like it's going to be re-revealed. I have heard from a source that I trust that the game may be fully revealed sometime this summer and released shortly after that, maybe September or October at the soonest. Dead Island 2 was originally announced in 2014 and has had multiple studios work on the game, from Jaeger to Sumo and now Dam Buster. The game's set to be published by Deep Silver, who is obviously under the Embracer Group. Ethan, do you
Yep.
remember, first of all, Dead Island 2?
Oh, I remember. I have the physical copy of Dead Island up there right now for the 360, and I really loved it. But yeah, I remember Dead Island 2. I remember seeing that little teaser trailer they showed. What was it, like 2014, maybe 2015? I don't.
2014.
2014.
2014.
Yeah. And I remember the hype surrounding it, and then it was just like you don't hear about it anymore. And I've seen it come up every now and then over the years, and it just seems like smoke and mirrors. So I don't know. I don't know if we should trust this report. It seems like an IP that just should be buried and dead, because everybody that touches it, it just turns to dust. So I'm not sure what's going on with the development of this thing.
I had honestly thought the game either had come out or was canceled, because I remember playing Dead Island on the 360. Yep, there it is for all our YouTube
Be
viewers.
beautiful.
Game of the Year edition.
Game of the Year edition and
So,
Deep Silver. That's a name you don't see much anymore.
yeah,
Techland. Yep. Good
yep.
stuff.
So they're this is a game where I was like, okay, it kind of went out of my mind. I haven't thought about it in quite some time, but then when I heard this, I was like, Dead Island 2, like, how in my mind Dead Island 1 was on the Xbox One, and this game hasn't been 8 years, but
Yeah.
like, it has been so long since we've heard any like
Well,
actual
Techland
concrete about this
did
game.
do a like Dead Island Riptide. I think it was like an arcadey game or something like that. I don't really remember. I need to look it up.
Maybe
Or it might have
that's
been a
what I'm thinking.
DLC.
I might have been thinking of that then, if that came out like later than 2014, because Dead Island 2, I like you said, I remember the reveal and everyone really being hyped for it, and then it just never followed up on that. And this is interesting, especially this year. Like,
Yeah.
suddenly, are you worried, however, and I got to bring this up because it's coming out of nowhere.
Mhm.
And according to Colin, it could be revealed and released this year. So do you think the
Mm,
re-reveal and then immediately coming out is a good sign?
I mean, it would be a hell of a surprise, wouldn't it? I mean, this is something that people have wanted for a long time. People have been talking about Dead Island 2 since that teaser trailer. So there is a hunger out there in the wild for a Dead Island 2. And I think people have some renewed interest in zombie games. We're starting to see more zombie games come out. Of course, Dying Light 2 just came out, and a lot of people liked it, even with its flaws. A lot of people were enjoying that, having those type of open world zombie games. And Dead Island is a great IP. I mean, the original game, it was really
Hmm.
fun.
It was
It was just a whole lot of zombie killing fun, but it was hampered by its time. What was it, like 2011 when it came out or something like that?
something like that, yeah.
So it would be great to see a fresh new start for this series. But I don't know, with these game journalist rumor mill things, it's very hard to actually believe in this stuff. I doubt it would be released this year. they might come out and say we're working on it, which would be cool, but I don't think it's going to get shadow dropped this year or anything like that. There's just too much other stuff going on this year. They don't want to be drowned out by other voices.
It's interesting because you say like there's a renewed interest in zombie games, and we saw last year, Back for Blood came out, which I found middling, not nearly as exciting and good as I wanted it to be. Certainly wasn't Left 4 Dead 3. Let's put that out there.
Yeah.
And then Dying Light 2 came out, and despite some people really loving it, there are numerous complaints of like it's still a buggy, broken mess even after 2 months. I know you had some issues with the bugs in it. So my main concern is that like it's been 8 years. The game has been through multiple devs. We haven't heard much about it. So if they were to reveal it this summer and then immediately say it's going to be out in 2 months, I would be a little worried. And
I'm hoping that they're refreshing it, starting from the ground up. I hope they just scrapped whatever other studios have worked on it and said, we need to just start from the ground up, because if they're just going to keep continuing this train of hot potatoing this IP through different studios and adding different things on, it's going to be a convoluted mess. And, we've seen games come out like that, and it's just not good for anybody. Games that are forced out because of popular support and stuff like that. And I think it was like the Duke Nukem 4 game or something like that was one of the most egregious examples of, a studio trying to shove out a popular game, a game that the internet wanted, and they just absolutely dropped the ball. So this is not the IP I want to see that done to. Even though I'm terrified of zombies, I love Dead Island. I have a good connection with the original game, so I want to see it.
Yeah, I mean, I think this would be listen, as much as I'm worried about it coming out and being like, okay, you can tell that this game had been through hell the last 8 years and like it's not really that great, or worse, it feels like a 2014 game. It feels like when they were originally going to release it.
They need to update this, put it in Unreal 5, like just get it up to speed with the modern technology.
I don't think it's going to be Unreal 5 because it's supposed to be released soon.
Oh, give me a Dead Island and Unreal 5. That would be so awesome. Terrifying, but awesome.
Yeah, realistic zombies in your face, Ethan. You'll be coming into our Discord.
As long as I got Garrett there with me, he'll hold my hand.
I would honestly love if this seems like a game that, like you said, if it gets released, it's going to fly under the radar. It's not going to. There's going to be the fandom. Don't get me wrong, that are going to be super hyped for this. But the mainstream towards the end of the year, especially, they're looking at bigger titles. They're going to be looking at the God of War Ragnarok. They're going to be looking at Starfield. They're not going to be looking to Dead Island 2. So I think maybe if this game could release in October, that Halloween period, maybe goes into Game Pass, which did great for Back 4 Blood. And this is a similar game in that vein, right? Like you can get the 4-player co-op, killing zombies with your friends. I think this game would thrive in there, even if it isn't some like stellar hot AAA crazy like game of the year contender. I think people would be like, I'm going to subscribe to Game Pass, play this with my friends, and have a good time.
Yeah. And another thing about this is I think a Dead Island 2 is going to need some time for promotion. It's going to need time to build up the name for everyone to remind each other about the original Dead Island. We got to think this is over a decade ago. There is a whole new generation of gamers out there that didn't even play the console that it came on. So, a lot of people probably don't remember Dead Island. So they need to have that promotional time to get their name out there, especially saying like, it's Techland and Deep Silver, the same guys who made Dying Light. And people can make that connection because Dying Light's more recent. It just needs to be introduced to the new generation of gamers. So they need that time.
That's a great point. I kind of wish Amon was on this episode so we could ask him if he's heard of Dead Island.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Yeah.
Seeing, he's one of the younger generation, but I mean, like I said, I think that this would be exciting for people. Like summer, maybe Jeff Keighley gets this at Summer's Game Fest, get a little hype for it. I think there would be a little bit of a pop off if you see this, like, because Jeff knows how to sell it. He would specifically be like a game that was revealed 8 years ago and is finally coming. Like he would hype it up, and then as long as it shows well, I think it could. And they promote it and maybe make those deals. The new PlayStation Plus service, Game Pass, cross-play, like get it so people are like, okay, I'm gonna have a fun time killing zombies with my friends.
Right, exactly. And I don't think this is it. I think this is a game that's been teasing us, like you said, since 2014. And so a lot of us are kind of over it at this point. We hear Dead Island 2, we're like, whatever, it's just a meme at this point. I
Mhm.
think you're right in saying that putting it on a subscription-based service would really give it a life. I think if they released it, it might just be kind of that like, nobody's really gonna buy it because of all the controversy surrounding it and all the unknowns about it. So hopefully it does come to Game Pass. That would be wonderful for it.
It would be wonderful. I think it would do well, and I think a lot of these types of games should be looking at those
Right,
services
right.
at least for the initial, maybe an initial launch period. Maybe don't keep it on there a year if it proves to be super successful. Like maybe you get a 6 month deal and be like, after 6 months, we'll reevaluate where the player base
Right.
is, what's going on, because these are intended to be those long term play with your friends continuously like hopping in and having fun type of games. So
Right.
I think they really lend themselves because people are going to be less likely to buy that for $70, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
no. No, I wouldn't buy it for $70.
Mhm. Yeah, well, hopefully this isn't $70. It is come from Deep Silver. They're they double A publisher, right? Like they're the
Right.
Embracer Group, which I like a lot of the games that the Embracer Group studios are putting
Yeah.
out. Like they just acquired the Deep Rock Galactic team, which is similar to the 4 player co-op experience. Like
Right.
it's just something that I enjoy to be play with my friends. But do you have anything else about Dead Island 2?
Do we know if Techland at all is involved in the development?
I don't think so. According to what I read, it's gone from Jaeger to Sumo Digital, who is a great developer, and then Dam Buster, who is apparently an internal studio at Deep
Mm,
Silver. So
okay.
it looks like Deep Silver got sick of sick of waiting around and is now
Yeah.
doing that. But it's certainly possible that Techland is involved. I didn't look
Yeah.
that
It'll
far
it'll
into
be
it.
interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see for sure.
Well, guys, remember, if you like this content, please hit the like button, share it out to all your friends, subscribe if you're new, follow us over at Project X Talk on Twitter to stay up to date with all the latest. You can support us over on Patreon. The link is down below to get early access to our content. But Ethan, where can they find you?
They can find me at White Cedar One on Twitter and Gravy3448 on Xbox.
And you can find me at the Muffin Mon. It's a 1 instead of an I and an O instead of an A. Until next week, we'll see you. Goodbye.